Hello, friends. Okay. Sorry, that was like a weird thing. I was trying to find us inside of the group. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And just so you know, I do use StreamYard in order for us to be able to stream inside of our Facebook group. So you need to give StreamYard permission to share your name. So if you comment, I can speak directly to you. But I am pumped. I am so excited. We are kicking off our first ever real estate recharge virtual retreat. And this was a highly requested event. And I am so excited. We have thousands of you signed up and ready to go. Today is really just an intro into what you can expect for Tuesday and Wednesday, how everything's going to work. And then we're going to dive in and we're actually going to do a little exercise where we're going to review your year. Because here's what we know: we can't move forward unless we know what went well, what maybe didn't go so well, and really take a deep, hard look at how our year went. So that's how we're going to finish everything up. If you have not already downloaded the workbook, when we get to that portion, I'm going to go ahead and share with you that workbook. So you do get that workbook for free, and it just will have the prompts. So grab your drinks. Grab your pen and paper because you're going to want it as you're jotting down notes. And let's dive in to all of the things. So, first of all, I just want to introduce myself. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Tara Kroc, as in Crockpot, and I am the founder and CEO of The Real Estate Edit. And I am, again, just thrilled to be here with you all. I have built one of the largest community marketing and education platforms that was created specifically for women in real estate. We are over 100,000 agents strong. So I am so proud of the community that we've built. And I help real estate agents learn how to build sustainable and profitable businesses through marketing, lead generation, and business planning. So that's what we're doing here. We are really going to be creating a business plan for 2024. And before we get into all the things, here's what we know. We know that the market has shifted. We are no longer in that market where people are falling at our feet and we are getting leads left and right. And we are going, maybe you're having some multiple offers, but the market has shifted. In addition, we're going into an election year, and regardless of your politics, election years always are a little different. People are a little hesitant to make big changes at that time. And then, of course, we have everything that's going on with the lawsuits. It's been a huge conversation inside of the different Facebook groups. And here's what I want to say to you about that: we will not be talking about any of that in this retreat. Here's why. Number one, it is not my expertise. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not going to pretend to know all of the legal ins and outs. The other thing that I just want to remind you is that these questions that you have should go directly to your broker. So I encourage you to have open dialogue with your broker, find out what it means for you, what's changing, if anything at all right now. And that's kind of how I would handle it from here. And so we'll just kind of sit back and wait. But I definitely don't want to create business plans based on fear. That's not what we're here for. We want to say, no matter what the market's like, no matter how the industry is shifting, we can be smart, we can be diligent, and we can create a plan that's going to work for us, right? So let's dive into how all of this is going to work. And let me pull up some stuff here. And I just have some, there's my mouse. Couldn't find my mouse. All right. So, obviously, first of all, welcome to Recharge. Now, if you've been to any of our other events in the past, you know how much fun we have and how much knowledge you get just from these presentations. What I want to encourage you to do is show up live when possible and practical for you and your schedule, because that's how you're going to get the absolute most out of this event. You will have the opportunity to answer questions inside of the Facebook group and connect with other agents that are in the process of their business planning. So I really want you to dive in. Now, where this is a little different than our summits in the past is that we are hyper focused on creating a business plan going into 2024. So we have strategically created this event and have lined up all of the presentations so that it's not overwhelming for you, that you're getting a ton of value. So you're able to really dive in and take these presentations and implement every single one of them. I love our larger events, but the thing is that once you get 20, 30, 35 presentations, it all becomes really overwhelming. We didn't want to do that to you. We want to give you actionable steps, and we want you to walk out of this feeling like you can enjoy the holidays because you already have your business plan for 2024 in place. So here's what to expect. You're going to have a combination of presentations that are pre-recorded, workshops that are live, as well as live Q&As inside of the Facebook group. And we'll break all of those down and we'll talk about each of those. Each day, both Tuesday and Wednesday, we get started pretty early. Everything is on Eastern time. So if you are one of our West Coast girlies, pretty please just make note that our time zone is Eastern. So everything that you see is going to be in Eastern time. For the daily schedule, when you signed up and in today's email, there is a link that goes directly to the schedule. If you need that, feel free to reach out to us or to comment, and we'll make sure that we put that inside of the Facebook group so that it's easily accessible. That's going to tell you what time a presentation is, where that presentation is at, and it's going to link directly to the presentation. We've made it super simple for this event, and we basically have 3 pages. You have your daily schedule, you have your day 1 schedule, and you have your day 2 schedule. All of the presentations are going to be on those 2 pages. If it is one of the presentations, if it is live, it's going to point you directly to either the Zoom link or the Facebook group, depending on which event you are attending. So as I said, we've got a lot of different parts depending on how you work best. Some of us work best in a really dynamic live setting. Others like to sit back and reflect, kind of watch, pause, then move forward. And that's how we have built this event. So let's talk about all of the presentations. We have brought in 8 amazing speakers. I am so proud of the roster that we have put together, and they have, of course, brought their A game for you. And so for these presentations, you have your daily schedule. So that presentation is going to go live at a certain time. But guess what? We know you're busy. So we give you 24 hours from the time that that presentation goes live to watch that presentation. Okay. So if for some reason you're not able to get in right when it starts, that's okay. You can come in whenever you have availability within that 24-hour time frame and watch that presentation. But just note that after that presentation is over, it's going to get locked down. And the only way to get it is through the Power Pass. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So presentations are available, scheduled time they go live, available for 24 hours. The live workshops. We have 2 live workshops for you. We have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. The live workshops are Zoom style webinars. So you're going to be showing up, you're going to be chatting with us. It's going to be one with myself and one with Becca from Commission Queen and myself. These are so much fun, and these are definitely my favorite because this is where you get to really interact in real time and ask questions. And this is really kind of like a mastermind style Q&A at the end. So it's a lot of fun. Make sure that you join us. Mark those times as must attend so that you can be with us in real time. Replays will be sent out for both presentations. Sorry, I was just making sure. They will be sent out, but they are not going to be available for 24 hours. They're only available for a certain period of time. So again, just plan on those 2 things, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, attending live so that you can really connect with us in real time and get those questions answered that you have. So that brings us into our next live portion, which is the live Q&As. And I, of course, love the live Q&As. It's one of your favorites, that those of you that have attended our past events, because it's kind of our time for us to really pick the brains of industry leaders, speakers, coaches, all of that fun stuff. And I like, no question is off limits for me. So I will ask them questions. And my goal for you is to get really specific tips and advice from these amazing speakers. So even though we have their presentations, I'm going to ask them completely different questions. Maybe we'll dive into their topic, their niche a little bit. But for the most part, I want this to be something that is super interactive for you. So I encourage you to show up to those lives when possible. They are anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. So they are fairly quick calls, but it's a really good chance for you to get to know these amazing leaders. And after that is finished, we will have them available in the group for a short period of time. However, if you want the replays, again, that's inside the Power Pass. We have a portal where all of that stuff is put for you so that you can access that at any time. And again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And it definitely would not be an event without some fun stuff. So we have some giveaways and some prizes that we are going to be doing. We're going to do one giveaway today. And then we're going to have some other giveaways. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about it because they're going to be so helpful in your business for 2024. So, all right. Is that everything? Yes. If you have questions, feel free to chat with me. Ask those questions. Let's talk about we talked about giveaways. Let's talk about the Power Pass. Power Pass. Okay. So as you attend these 2 days, we know that there's going to be a lot of information that you're going to want to review. You're going to have questions. You're going to want to sit down and think through things. And we wanted to give you a way to be able to access those presentations past this point. That is through the Power Pass. Now, this Power Pass is filled with all of the presentations, all of the live Q&As. You get replays of both of the live workshops, and you get speaker bonuses. You are getting free mini courses, guides, all of that fun stuff. And you can access all of that. But the best part of this whole thing is that when you purchase the Power Pass, you actually get immediate access to all presentations. The only thing that you do not get access to is the live things, and we upload those by the end of that day. So basically, you don't have to wait around for all of the different presentations. You already get access to all of those. We made it super affordable for you. It's going to be $67. The price will be going up. I was going to raise the price this morning, but I decided to wait just a little bit longer for some of you because you asked me to. So today's the last day for you to get that Power Pass for only $67. After today, it's going up to $97. Still a great deal. However, go ahead, save yourself the money because you're going to want to look back on all of this fun stuff. Plus, you're going to want to get access to the bonus workbooks, guides, all of that. Speaking of workbooks and guides, when you go into the presentations, some of the presentations will have coordinating workbooks or worksheets to go along with them. If that is the case, underneath the video is going to be a button for you to click for you to go ahead and download that workbook. So go ahead and take advantage of those. Those are free, but they're also inside of the Power Pass as well. So okay. I think I covered all of the biggies when it comes to the actual event and how everything's going to work. Now, what I want to do is I want to shift gears and I want to shift our thought process and I want to talk a little bit about your 2023. I know that you're here for 2024 and you want to look forward and you want to set goals and you want to create this amazing business plan. But before we can do that, we really need to stop and we need to reflect on 2024. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and inside of the groups, I need to find all of the different things. And I'm going to pop the link to the workbook in case you did not get the email. All right. All right. Okie dokie, friends. All right. So go ahead, download that workbook, and hopefully you have your pen and paper with you that you're going to be able to go through these. And I'm going to give myself another little tab here. And I'm going to start asking some questions and I want you to think through, and I would absolutely love your feedback on everything. And I want to hear some of your answers. So go ahead, jot these down. And first giveaways here. At the end of this workbook, I'm going to ask you a question. If you answer that question and you screenshot it, take a picture of it, and you tag us on Instagram, you will be entered to win a prize. And I will announce that prize tomorrow morning. So that gives you, those of you that are watching the replay, you will be able to work on all of this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning, you will be able to, we will go ahead and announce the winner. So be prepared. This is going to be the first giveaway. We just want to make sure that you're doing your homework. Think of it as your homework. All right, here we go. So the first thing is, I want you to jot down what your main 2023 goals were. We're going to look at, obviously, what goals we set. Here's what I know happens. A lot of times we set goals and then we kind of forget about them, right? I don't know how many of us have been in that position, but I know every single year I set goals and I honestly forget what my goals for 2023 were. Like, unless I go back and look, I have no idea. So make sure that you are going back, think about what goals you set. Maybe you didn't set any goals. If you didn't, that's okay. And then I want you to think about where you are currently at with those goals. Did you start them? Did you set them and forget them? Did you reach them? If so, that's amazing. And I do want to preface this end of year review by saying that no matter what your progress was, whether you reached your goals or if you didn't, if you fell a little short, there is no shame in your year. I absolutely want to encourage you and just say, you know what? Sometimes things just don't go the way that we think they're going to go. And that's what this retreat is all about. So be honest with yourself, but also don't feel bad if you are like me, where you set a couple goals and you're like, what goals did I set? So think about your 2023 goals, your main ones, and then think about where you are currently at with those goals. What progress did you make, if any? And I would love it if you could give me, it just needs to be a story. Just tag us in a story on Instagram. You don't need to do a whole post about it. Thank you for asking, though. I want to know, is there a reason you didn't make the progress that you wanted to make with your goals? And this is going to be the first question I'd love for you to answer in the comments. Is there a reason that you didn't make the goals? It could be you just forgot about them, or I don't know, maybe life happened. Whatever that is, I'd love to know why you don't feel like you reached the goals that you could have in 2024 or 2023. And then I want to know, what can you do to avoid these types of events from preventing progress in 2024? And I have a great example of this. In 2020, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to that. We're going to go back to that year. In 2020, a lot of us had fear that just stopped us in our tracks, and everything just kind of fell apart around us. And I feel like in 2021, a lot of us kind of sat aside and we were like, you know what? We are not letting this derail us. We're going to find another way. And so I would love for you to really think through, how can I overcome this obstacle from 2023 and make sure that in 2024 it doesn't happen? And I love those of you that are being honest in the comments. I super appreciate that. And I know somebody just said, I didn't put goals on paper, but I wanted to double my transactions. I did it, but I didn't set up good processes for myself and didn't feel that my clients were getting the best version of me in the transactions. And that's a biggie. It's great if you set your goals, and even if you meet your goals, if you don't have processes in place, is it repeatable, first of all? And second of all, are you going crazy? I'd love to know, if you doubled your transactions, are you going crazy without having those processes in place? And how can you set yourself up in 2024 to make sure that you have those processes? All right. Next question. And this is kind of a fun one for me, but is there a time of year that you feel like you made more progress than others? If so, why do you think that is? I know that I have a certain time of year that I am so productive, so hyper focused, so excited. And because of that, I plan my year around that time. It's completely natural for us to have ebbs and flows in our business. And so I love to plan my entire year out based around when I know I'm going to want a little bit of downtime, and when I know that I am highly productive. So for me, I know that towards fall time, I kick myself into high gear. It's my favorite time of year. There's so much going on. I've got birthdays and anniversaries and all of the fun stuff happening in September and October. But gosh, I love being busy during that time. So I always make sure that I have things planned out where I can just like be moving and grooving during that time. I also know that in the summertime, June and July, I kind of feel it's hot here. It's very, very hot. And I have people visiting. They want to go to the beach, and I want to go to the beach. I want to just like chill a little bit. And it's a little harder for me to feel productive. So I make steps and make plans for me to kind of step back just a little bit in my business so that it frees up more time. So maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're someone that towards the end of the year, you really like to slow down and you like to take in the holidays, and that's awesome. But plan your year around that. So, is there a time of year that you feel like you are just on your A game and you are your most productive? For a lot of us, that actually happens January and February, and then we kind of start to fizzle a little bit. So knowing that, what goals can you set moving forward that is going to help you get a bulk of work done at the beginning so that you can kind of slowly integrate it into your business when you are feeling a little less motivated? And then here's a fun one for us. I want to talk all about your wins because, yes, I don't care if you reached your goals or not. You absolutely had some wins in your business. I want to talk about them. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to sit down and I want you to honestly think about all of the good things that happened in 2023. Maybe you reached your goals. And this does not have to be business related. This could be personal. Maybe you had a baby, maybe you got married, maybe you bought a new house, maybe you reached your transactional goal, maybe you reached your income goal, maybe you went on a vacation you always wanted to go on. Whatever that is, I want you to write down every single win that you can think of, and I want you to celebrate them. And what I want you to do, this is your homework for this weekend. What I want you to do is, now that you have all of those wins written out, I want you to treat yourself. And by treating yourself, it could be a dinner that you love. It could be a spa day if that's your thing. It could be a shopping day if that's what you want to do. If you want to sit in the corner and read a book with wine, that's fine too. But I want you to write out your wins, and then I want you to write out the gift to yourself for all of those wins. And if your hubby looks at you and he's like, why are you sitting here with wine reading in a corner? Just say, this is my gift to myself for all of the amazing things that I did in 2023. So I want you to celebrate those. And I want you to celebrate them now while we're still in it, as opposed to afterwards when we're like, oh, I really, I should have done this or I could have done that. I want you to celebrate the things that you absolutely accomplished, because I don't care who you are, you absolutely accomplished great things in 2023. Then I want you to think about your growth. So there were times that things got hard in your year and you trudged through it like the powerhouse you are. And I want to talk about your top moments of growth and how they made you stronger. So on this worksheet, there's three different pieces. And what I want you to do is, I want you to write out those exact moments, what the situation was. And I know this is highly personal to you and your situations, but I want to know how you overcame those obstacles. Did you curl up in a corner and cry? If so, that's totally fine. I did it last week. We all go through it, and we come out stronger at the end. So however you overcame that obstacle and you grew and you went through it and you came out the other side, write it down and celebrate it, because wow, you did it. That's amazing. We talk a little bit more about growth in this workbook, and I love to look at things from a place outside of myself. So if I was going through, if I had a friend that was going through this situation that really had me stuck, what advice would you give that friend? Assuming you like that friend a lot. What advice would you give that friend to help them get through the moments that you got stuck? Really think through that because a lot of times we are harder on ourselves than we are with those that we love. And I wish it wasn't so, but we know that it is. And it's really important that we're kind to ourselves and we understand that we are human and we all need a little help sometimes. We all get stuck on things. And then I want you to think about now that you have gone through these things, whatever those things may be, how can you be prepared to attack situations like this in 2024? And this could be both personal or business, it doesn't matter. It all kind of blends together when you own your own business. As much as they tell us that we need to keep our business and personal life separate, we know that it tends to kind of come together. What happens in your business affects you through your personal. What happens in your personal affects your business. So for me, when I do my year in reviews, it's all the same. Then I want you to be really honest with your yearly report card and treat this just like a regular report card. So, on here, we have multiple different categories, as I like to call them. And these categories are typically, I sit down and these are the categories that I personally use when I set my goals. Like health and wellness, self care, travel, hobbies, finance, business, relationships with family, relationships meaning friendships, and then, of course, your romantic relationships, and then personal growth. And then, if there's another one that you can think of that's important to you, add that to the list as well. And then I want you to grade yourself on each of those categories. Maybe you did great, maybe you didn't do great, but that's okay. Whatever you however you did is okay. Once you do your yearly report card, I want you to go through your report card and look at all of your A's and B's if you have any. And I wanna know for you, and again, highly personal, for you, what made these categories so successful? An obvious, very surface level thing here would be if you met your income goal. What made your business so successful? Well, I made my income goal. And then I want you to look at your D's and F's because we got to look at the things we didn't do well. And I want to know why these categories were tougher for you. And a lot of times, the reason that categories are tougher is because we didn't put as much emphasis or focus on those categories, right? So I know for me, the first thing that goes when I am really working hard on my business, one of the first things to go is my self-care. Goes right out the window. I know that that's probably going to be one of my lowest grades every year because it's the first thing that goes. For me, my business and my relationships, I try to always put those first. So I would hope that when I look back on my year, I'm going to have a higher grade in those. However, because I put so much emphasis on those things, I know that my self care side is probably going to be on the lower end. After you really take a good look at all of that, I want you to reframe. And by reframing, what I mean is I want you to think about your 2024. I want you to think about what you think. Now, this could absolutely change by the end of the business planning retreat, but I want you to think about the goals that you plan on setting or you think you want to accomplish in 2024. And I want you to number each of these categories in order of your importance. It really is going to be the key to helping you focus on the areas that are just most important to you. So maybe finance is going to be number one, maybe a relationship with your family, relationships with your partner, maybe your business is going to be number one, whatever that is. I want you to go through and I want you to reframe and number them in order of importance. And it'll be an interesting experiment for you to take this reframe that you do today. And at the end of Wednesday, after you go through and you talk to each of the speakers. We have a lot of conversation about creating balance and how to maintain relationships and all of that fun stuff, how to create the lifestyle that you want with your business without overworking yourself. So, a lot of those conversations could really shift your mindset and your thinking. So, I'd love for you to take this back out Wednesday after everything's over and see if these category numbers are in the same order as they are today. And then this is going to be the question that I want you to tag me in on Instagram. I want you to let me know. Um, excuse me, sorry, I was like looking it up. I want you to choose a word of the year. This word is what you use to help you stay motivated and focused throughout the year. Think of this as your anchor. If you start to kind of stray from your goals, or if you kind of get in a weird place with your mindset, this power word that you create is going to be what you go back to help refocus you and get you back on track. This empowers you to keep moving forward. So, for your word of the year, it can be anything you want it to be, but you're kind of going to think through, what goals do I think I want to set based on how I did last year. And I know now what I maybe didn't do so great and what I could improve on. Maybe that's going to help you figure out what your word of the year is. And if you're stuck in this workbook, there is a list of some words just to give you some ideas. But what I want you to do is, I really want you to pick a word that you are going to have with you through 2024. And I want you to tag me in that on Instagram at the real estate edit and let me know what your word of the year is going to be. When you tag me, I'm going to enter you into a giveaway and I'm going to give you one of my favorite tools that I use. So I can't show you a whole lot. I got to find a page that's empty. I'm going to give you the Wake Up and Manifest journal from Commission Queen. I love this so much because it helps create a vibe for myself, right? It helps me refocus and what I'm grateful for, what I'm currently doing. It's just a really good way for me to kind of touch base with things. And I absolutely love this. This is my copy, so I'm not giving this one away, but you will get one of these if I choose you. So make sure to tag me and I will select a winner at random. So if you tag us on the real estate edit, tell us your word of the year, you can win a copy of the Wake Up and Manifest journal. It's your daily manifestation journal. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed. So that is your homework. And what else? Now, what I want you to do after you choose your word is, I want you to envision what your 2024 is going to look like. And I want you to write everything down as if it has already happened for you. So I want you to talk about, at the end of 2024, not the end of this year, the end of next year, at the end of 2024, where are you at with your personal life? Where are you at with your professional life? What are some of your major accomplishments that you've made in 2024? What goals have you reached? And what are you the most proud of in 2024? And how do you plan on rewarding yourself for all of those things that you have accomplished? Because I am a firm believer in treating yourself and keeping things exciting for you and celebrating those little wins, because if you can't celebrate yourself, here's the sad reality of being an adult: nobody is going to celebrate it for you. So you have to hype yourself up. You have to become your own cheerleader, and I want to know what you're going to do to reward yourself for accomplishing great things in 2024, because it's going to be a great year for you. I absolutely know it. All right. So hopefully that kind of gives you some thinking points to go through. I want you to sit down, really think through all of this. Like I said, it's going to help you in moving forward for um the next 2 days, and we will start early tomorrow morning. If you need that schedule, it's going to be pinned at the top for you. And again, make sure you're receiving those daily emails. Those daily emails is where we're going to um the daily emails is where we will send you all of the presentations for that day. We'll s- get ha- Whew, oh my gosh, we'll give you the links for that also. But that is everything for today. So excited. Can't wait to see what your power word is, friends. I know how powerful it can be to have the right power word. And we'll get started tomorrow morning setting up your business plan for 2024. All right. That is everything for today. And we will chat with you guys later. Bye.